Hey, what's up everyone, it's Eli here today, and make sure to leave a like and turn on post notifications as always. And today I have spent, and for the last couple of days and years, for about 4 going on 5 years now, I have spent much time gathering information on the astral, on astral projection, on astral projecting myself to gain experiences, on studying, on really getting into the fine science and understanding behind this, and I have a lot of notes that are going into this. So I'm going to be explaining what the astral is and how it functions, and you could say the rules and mechanics behind it, and then how to create your astral body, and then how to begin mastering astral projection. So let's get into this. So to fully understand the astral, we need to know where the astral is on the spiritual mapping. Okay, so at the top of, you could say, beyond the tree of life is the aether, and the higher aethers are connected to the absolute or the perfect reality, right? This is where the source mostly resides. And then when you go lower, you'll cross the abyss, which is space or Ta'ath, and then you'll get into this solar system or the planetary energies, and then other planets and other solar systems. And these are created by, you could say, the demiurge. So everything from Earth to anything in the solar system is a part of the tree of life, and it's illusionary in nature, okay? And everything from here, from Earth to about Neptune and Pluto and Saturn, could, and of course, Jupiter and the Sun could be considered astral and very fluid and very illusionary, okay? And then, of course, you go down from the Earth realm. Below the Earth realm is the Qliphoth, which is also very, you could say, illusionary in nature. So what we're in currently is, you could think of like we're in like this kind of like hologram, here to like learn and experience and grow. And this isn't the true reality. This isn't connected to the truly manifest. I'm not saying it's not real. It is real, but you could say that it is very fluid in nature. So yeah, that's kind of like a basic understanding of where we're at. We're basically in the light, energetic, spiritual matrix of Abraxas and Yaldabaoth, and we're kind of trapped here, but at the same time, it's a learning experience, so it's not necessarily bad. Okay, so I have this really long name that does more justice for the astral than just the astral, and I've defined it as a energetic, meaning it's made of energy, quantum, because we're in a quantum reality, and if you know anything about particle entanglement, everything is like touching, and there's like a web of like energetic cord that is linking everything, okay? And this is science you can study today, that's accepted by major scientists, quantum entanglement. And spiritual energy is very creative and masculine and animated, okay? So your astral body would be your spiritual body. And I'm going to get really into this more so when I'm explaining the consciousness in this video. And then conscious mental realm. Okay, so conscious mental realm means that the astral is kind of conscious itself, because it's very fluid. So when you think of something in the astral, your consciousness directly affects it, which you're bringing conscious to it. So the astral is a energetic, quantum, spiritual, conscious, mental realm, okay, which is very fluid and illusionary because of energetic fluidity and boundless potentiality. The astral manifests and changes based on the mental conscious involved. In the astral, mentally conscious beings possess beyond godlike potential. Constant astral realms are being generated every moment within the astral, and the void imagination within your godlike being of thought, imagination, is manifestation. So to basically sum it up, the astral's just very watery and fluid, and the way you see it changes it directly. So if you are fighting someone, here's an example, if you're fighting someone and you're throwing punches and they're really weak, it's not that your astral body is inherently weak and you need to work out in the astral. It doesn't work like the physical reality. What it is that here mentally and emotionally you're feeling weak because your astral, your spirit actually responds to how strong you feel inwardly, okay? How strong you feel inwardly and how well manifested your astral body is, and also how conscious you are. So if you're throwing punches, it's because you're weak here, not here, okay? Does that make sense? Now, another example is, say that you pick up like an object and it's very fluid, or just like an energy in the astral, it could be very fluid. And it might, like, you might just have energy and it might not be manifest into anything, and say it's just like a blob of energy. Well, the more you focus on it, and you start to see it and shape it and feel it and believe it, the more real that it gets. And eventually it'll go from this wet little blob of fluidity to a solidified astral manifestation, to where it literally feels and appears solid like we are now. Okay? Because the densities and the vibrations of the astral are very fluid. Now, here's another example. When I figured this information out last night, I had the thought when I astral projected of the only limitations that I put on myself is, or, you know, the limitations that are put on me is only the limitations that I put on myself. So I'm like, I'm gonna remove all limitations. And I walked up to this person who in the astral would normally be heavy, and I would be like kind of having a hard time maybe lifting him. But of course, like, I'm not always, but it's an example. And with this understanding, I was like, you don't weigh anything. And all of a sudden, I started levitating him. And he responded to my consciousness. So he literally started just levitating with ease, like he was a feather. And then I started levitating, and I started levitating him while I'm levitating, because I believed and knew that I could and wanted to be weightless. So I manifested that, and it appeared in the astral due to the fluidity. Now here's another example. Say that you're somebody who's really like super into physical reality and you haven't astral projected a lot and you just don't know the mechanics. If you walk up to that person with the same mindset of here in this physical reality, you're gonna go, oh, they're very dense and they're heavy, and you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle to pick them up, and the more you struggle, the heavier they get, because you're tricking yourself. You're literally creating the weight, because it's like a conscious mental fluid reality that literally changes on your perception, and manifestations change on your perception. So that's like a very good understanding of the mechanics. It's literally just limited to your conscious willpower and imagination. Really, it really is. Like, you possess beyond godlike potential in the astral. Now, let's talk about how much potential is in the astral, really, and how easy is it to manifest. Every thought that you're having right now, every emotion, anything that's interacting with your consciousness is energetically manifesting in the astral in some way. Now, you might have like one negative thought at someone, and it's not gonna, it's just gonna like have like a small, like just like a blimp of existence manifestation, right? But if and it's not really gonna be there. But if you're sitting there and you're like, I fucking hate this person for like 30 minutes straight, and you're just focusing and thinking and sending that energy, that's gonna have a very apparent manifestation. Okay, that's gonna be a very apparent manifestation, and it's just based off of your thoughts alone. Okay, and if, say that you're sitting here and you go, oh, there's a bagel in my hand, and then you stop thinking about it, for a split second that bagel started manifesting, but then it stopped. But if you sit here and you're like, there's a bagel, and you're just really visualizing it, you're literally generating an astral bagel. And it's that simple. You're literally generating a astral bagel, and you're helping me because now you're thinking about the bagel, and there's a bagel, and there's probably going to be there's a fucking bagel now. Okay, there's a bagel literally manifesting right now by us thinking about it, and that's how the astral works. That's literally how it functions. It's that simple. So this ties into the infinite possibilities. There's literally there's endless amounts of realms, anything you can think of, that's being created right now. You know, anime characters, you can conjure them. They're egregores. You can work with them. That's because they're manifested in the astral, because so many people put so much thought and energy into them that they basically became gods of the weebs. Seriously, there's anime realms you can go to. And that is, like, it's a reality in the astral. Anything you can think of is a reality. Any thought you have manifests on the astral on some level. That's why we can do things like create egregores, create thought forms, create servitors, send out spells, why we can leave our bodies, why we can create chi balls, why we can create energy balls. It's just people, like, either make it so complex, or they just make it super simple, like, today we're creating a chi ball, or the astral mechanics are so complicated, I can't get it down, how do I do this? And I'm going to be explaining that as well. So I'm looking at a few notes here, and I'm going to have to explain the consciousness and how that functions, so that you can have a strong understanding of how the consciousness affects the astral, and, you know, the importance of understanding your own consciousness. So in all reality, we're actually sparks of the source, or the creator, or the all, and of the perfect God, and we're ethereal beings in nature that have come down to the earth realm in this illusionary reality. So you're an ethereal being, a fragment of the source, which has come down into the astral realm to have an experience, and your aether body is composed of soul energy and spirit energy, soul being the yin, dark, receptive, feminine, void energy in your being, and the spirit being the masculine, light, yang, creative, positive energy, okay? And these two energies create the totality of your aether body, or your consciousness, okay? Now, your consciousness is existing outside of your mind, okay? Now, people tend to think that the mind is the only thing that is mental, but mental energy is actually just conscious energy. And if you study hermetics, you know that all is mind and all is mental. And the first principle of hermetic principles is mentalism, or consciousism. I'm not sure if that's a word, but I just made one up. So your consciousness is purely mind, or purely mental, and it is also your soul and your spirit, and it's actually your awareness, and it's also connected to your source. So I want you to think of your physical body as a biological computer, and your brain is actually interacting in this computer and putting your consciousness is interacting with this computer, or the brain, and kind of putting in commands, right? But what happens is when you go to sleep, you're actually just shifting your consciousness, or your aether body, into your astral body. So consciousness transcends the earth realm, the astral realm, the spiritual realms, and it even is transcending the physical body and the astral body. Now, people tend to think that, oh, my higher self is just it's connected to my astral body. No, your higher self is just your consciousness. Now, I'm going to give you a experience of mine that has solidified this. Now, how I figured this out is through an experience of death in the astral. Because there was this group of entities, and I'm talking like 50 of them, that I had pissed off, because, you know, I do my trolly things, you know, I was having fun, and they were hunting me down, and I was afraid. Like, I was afraid in the ass. Like, I was running, bro. I was like, oh fuck no, bro. They're trying to fucking kill me. I'm out, bro. You know, cause like they had been sending people at me in the astral. They couldn't get me, bro. Like, I was like, you know, you can't get me. You know, like, let's go, bitch. My casual thing, just fucking around, you know, and just trolling very serious groups that I'm not gonna name. Let's just say I was fucking around with the wrong crowd. And they had quartered me in this building, and they're all surrounding me, and they caught the building on fire, and the building collapsed, and my astral body literally burned and was destroyed. And all of them were like, he's dead, and they all walked away, right? And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, at this point, my astral body's completely destroyed, and it's just my consciousness. And I'm just like sitting there, like, they don't see me? I'm not dead. And I'm like, wait, I'm just consciousness. I'm not my astral body. I'm not my physical, I'm just consciousness. And then I reanimated an astral body after that. So like, they literally were like, how the fuck did he do that? And then they actually invited me to like kind of work with them after that. They were a little impressed. But that's an experience that was like, wake up. And I had a similar experience when I was 17. I was astral projecting in the underworld, and I was fighting these groups of people, and they would like destroy my astral body, and like it would be like me like flying around as a head, like ha 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 ha, you know, like, and my body would reanimate. It was some crazy shit when I used to go in the underworlds, bro, and astral project there. And these people were like, how is he doing this? What the fuck is going on? And I'm just over here like, they're completely destroying my body, and I'm just reanimating over and over again. And these two experiences of me getting fucking RKO'd has taught me that your consciousness literally transcends your astral bodies, okay? Because we're etheric beings. You can kill the astral body and the physical body, but you can't kill the soul or the spirit. You can't kill the etheric being that you are. So yeah, your consciousness is mental, and thought is mental, and imagination is thought. So imagination is your etheric being literally interacting with the universe. Okay, so understand that, and that's a decent understanding of consciousness. Let me go over my notes to check and see I have everything I need to get down. Alright, so basically what you are is you're just pure conscious energy and pure conscious awareness, and now we're going to be creating a astral double for your conscious awareness to travel around in the astral in. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is, I'm not going to use this one. You're going to be sitting down. You're going to be going into a meditation, and you're going to be using your thoughts, which is really just your conscious awareness and your ethereal being, and it's just energy, and you're going to be focusing them into forming a astral double. So what I would do is, so say this is my astral double, is sit and meditate and close my eyes, and right before me, in front of me, here in my room, I would visualize wings, a tail, my form, horns, a halo, a third eye, fangs, maybe a snake tongue, whatever it is. And what you're doing is you're giving it form in the astral body. And now you have to give it other variables as well. How dense is the astral body? Is the astral body super heavy, or is it super light to where it floats up? How strong is your astral body? Is it very strong, or is it weak? Okay? Is your astral body of a more negative soul energy polarity? Is it darker? Or is it more spiritual and light and creative? Okay? Or is it both? Do you want to integrate the element of fire in the astral body? Do you want it to be a fire elemental? Do you want a planetary energy, such as the energy of Neptune, to go in your astral body, so it's very watery and psychic? What do you want the characteristics of your astral body to be? And remember, the potential for this is literally unlimited. You can quite literally do anything while you're generating your astral body, and the limitations are up to you. If you're putting emotions or thoughts or concepts or ideas or planets or symbols, all of that's going to have a direct influence on the astral body. So get creative, and also be aware of the effects of your own awareness. Now we're going to get into properly controlling your astral body and how to switch over, etc., etc. So when you're dreaming, you're not dreaming, because even if you are creating something in your mind, which is your conscious etheric being, that dream is being generated on the astral in some level. So that dream is literally manifesting in the astral, so it's not even a dream anymore. Okay, so there's technically no such thing as dreaming. Okay, so your subconscious and your mind play a direct role on everything that your energy and your astral body are doing. If you're sitting there and you're like, I'm a bad person, you're generating negative energy, and you're like hexing yourself. If you're sitting there and you're like, I really hate this person, I really like them, and you're thinking about it all day, what's happening is you're literally sending negative manifestative energy at them. Okay? If you're like day manifesting about being in the clouds and flying, your consciousness is literally experiencing that because it's possible. And even if it's not there already, you're literally generating it, because the astral is ever expanding. There's no cap to what you can do. There's literally no limitation. There's literally no limitation. And manifestations the size of worlds can be created in an instant if you can comprehend it. Seriously. So those daydreams of you flying, you're actually doing it in the astral. If you're sitting there and you keep having lucid dreams of this girl keeps coming and having sex with you, right? Or this guy. In the astral, that's happening. Now, keep in mind, the astral is illusionary as well. So it could be a thought form that you've created and manifested and tricked yourself into believing was them through your own fantasies. It could be a spirit taking their form, which is an astral energy and a thought form itself. Or it could actually be them. Okay? So these dreams and these like daydreams and these like thoughts of you doing stuff and scenarios happening, they're not just scenarios, they're not just thoughts. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying like everything is true, okay? Because you can create illusionary experiences for yourself, okay? The only thing that's not real in the astral is your perception of it, okay? When you perceive things in the astral, you literally change how the astral is. When you will things in the astral, it literally changes the astral. So, if you're sitting here and, like, fantasizing about fucking this chick, yes, you're fucking her, but it could be a thought form or an egregore that you're fucking and not really her, okay? So, like, don't just, like, go around like, oh my god, this person didn't deny me in my thoughts, and start trying to fuck them. Because you may be setting yourself up with failure for that one, okay? You might be fucking yourself over there, and then they'll be like, no, and then you'll start to doubt yourself. And it's not that it didn't happen. It's your perception of it was different than the reality of it. So yeah, those daydreams and those thoughts and scenarios and ideas and emotions and energies that you're picking up and sensing are all connected to your astral, spiritual, conscious body, okay? And so that's like the day side of it, and that's how you can really like control it indirectly. Now, another thing I want to cover is a lot of people think you can conjure your higher self through a fucking sigil. Not possible, because your higher self is connected to your etheric body, and you are your highest self. You are your lowest self. You are whatever you choose to be. Okay, you can't conjure your own self. So, yeah, this is going to go pretty deep. So I'm going to have to explain this really quickly. Hecate just told me to tell you guys that you can't conjure your higher self. You have to look within yourself to find yourself. You're not going to find yourself outside of yourself. But anyways, that goes to looking within yourself, right? And, you know, bumping off of what Hecate just said to me, because my mind just kind of went blank and I lost track, so I'm just going to go with what she is feeding me, is that you have to look within your own shadow, in your own self, to really understand who you are, truthfully speaking. And your consciousness is within you. You can't summon it up, you can't conjure it up, you can't connect with it beyond you. And people think that your astral body, okay, I'm on track now again, I remember. After I got her point out, it's crazy how that happens. When she wants a message to get out, it gets out. That's how channeling works. They think that your astral body is running around and doing stuff that is completely non-relative to you. People are like, I can't control my astral body. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know where it's at right now. I don't know what it's doing. And they're like, I have to use this sigil to like conjure it. And they're completely putting themselves in this weakening, illusionary position. In reality, if your astral body's fucking someone, and you're like, I don't know why it's fucking you, that's because that's what you would do. Your astral body isn't gonna do anything that you wouldn't do in real life, okay? It's not gonna do anything that is completely out of context with who you are. And 9 times out of 10, like, you have to realize your astral body doesn't have a consciousness. You are the consciousness. And your astral body is aware of you as you are of it. Keep that in mind. It's literally as aware of you as you are of it. Just like how when you're in the astral, you're not aware of your physical body because it's not aware of you. Because you're not your physical body. You're not your astral body. Your consciousness is what controls these things. These things are dead without your consciousness. They can't do anything without you animating them. If you're not animating them, they're just going to sit there and do nothing. And what happens is a lot of people have such a low level of awareness that they're just doing things without them understanding, okay? Their astral body that they didn't even really try to manifest is just running around doing shit that they're literally controlling without knowing about it. And the reason I say this is, if you're thinking about, I hate that person, your astral body is literally manifesting that. And they're not even consciously aware that the body's doing it. And then they're going, well, I don't know what my astral body's doing. And your astral body doesn't know what the fuck it's doing because you're just unconsciously controlling it. And people are thinking that, oh, my astral body's running around and it's like doing all this crazy stuff. And my astral body is like, I don't know what it's doing, but it must be awesome because I would do something awesome. Well, it's not. Because you don't have the conscious attention and focus put on it to do something awesome. You're too busy sitting there like, I dislike this person, or I want a hot dog. And then your astral body's probably literally thinking about hot dogs. And you're over here thinking, I wonder if I'm like fighting dragons or something. And it's not, because your astral body is animated by everything that goes on in your consciousness. So, you know, it's not going to do anything without you literally commanding it to. And if you literally disconnect it from your astral body completely, your astral body will just flop over and do nothing. But it's nearly impossible to do that. And, you know, this also ties into, like, you know, manifesting your body. Like, people are like, why is my astral body so weak? It's because you have a weak will. Why is, my astral body not doing anything cool? It's because you're not giving it the intention to. You're not conscious of your astral body. So, which is, your astral body is ran and controlled by your mental thoughts. And if you're not conscious of your own thoughts, of your own imagination, of your own ideas, your astral body isn't going to be conscious of you. Because your astral body is the manifestation of these thoughts, of these concepts, of these ideas, because the astral is a mental realm. So you have to be aware of your own mental to be aware of that plane. And you have to understand the mechanics mentally to control the mechanics and play with the mechanics. But luckily, I'm here for you, and I've done all the work, so I got you. So yeah, now let's talk about transferring your consciousness over to your astral body. Okay, so you can do this while you're awake, which helps you do it while you're asleep. So you're just taking your awareness and you're placing it in the astral body that you've generated. And now that you're in your astral body, you want to start to just try and become more and more connected to it and conscious of it. So what I want you to do with it is stare at yourself, poke yourself, touch yourself, create chi balls, fly around, run around, do stuff with your astral body, right? And do that for a little bit with the visualization and the intent of having it do that. And while you're doing that, right, what you need to do is then focus on your physical body and focus on that for a little bit, and then realize, hey, my consciousness exists outside of these bodies. And then I want you to try and be conscious of your physical body and your astral body at the same time, so you're multitasking in different bodies. So what we're doing is we're switching back and forth, and then we're doing both of them at once, so you can be comfortable with it, right? And this is gonna get you up there really quickly. Now, what I want you to do as well is, before you fall asleep at night, to visualize your body and visualize you doing stuff, and I want you to place your awareness in this astral body, okay? And this is going to be one of the more important steps, okay? And yeah, all you really need to do to get into to really astral project is put your consciousness in the astral body, and that's it. It's that simple. The reason that people aren't aware of their astral body when they go to sleep and they see all black is because they're not in tune with their self, and they're not placing themselves in their proper astral body, okay? So when you're not in tune with your spirit and your soul and your own mind, it's going to kind of create this this darkness. And when this, you could say, darkness is here, what's happening is you're basically, your consciousness is like trapped in your physical body, right? Your consciousness is trapped in your physical body while you're sleeping, and that's why you see black and you don't remember anything, okay? And the more that you begin to take your consciousness and put it in the other body, is the more that you're going to start to become lucid and start to become aware of things and start to be able to control things. Now, at the same time, in order for you to have enough energy and understanding and conscious capacity to do this, you have to awaken these aspects within yourself, okay? Because you need the masculine energy to animate it and empower it, and you need the feminine energy to be receptive enough to download the information into your biological computer through your consciousness to actually remember what's happening. So this takes a balance of masculine and feminine energies, which requires you to raise your kundalini into your third eye energy center on your pineal gland, and you need to have enough energy that is sufficient enough to keep the flow going and keep the flow up. And initiating through things like the Tree of Life or the Tree of Death can be really beneficial to awakening the divine sparks and fragments that exist within you. So the more that you awaken, the easier that this is going to become as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sum this up, but yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy, and I really hope that you got something out of this, and this is going to help you master this. But leave a like and turn on post notifications so that you're not missing out on content like this. So to basically sum it up, is that we are in a very fluid astral quantum reality that is very subjective to the mind, which is mental, which is conscious, which is awareness, and it influences the astral realm, right? And to maneuver as a consciousness in this realm, we're going to be creating a very strong spiritual astral body, which is affected by all aspects of your consciousness. And then you're going to start learning to control your consciousness beyond your mind and beyond your astral body, and learn to start placing your consciousness before you go to sleep and while you're awake in your astral body. And what's going to happen is, instead of seeing just a black and not remembering anything, you're intentionally shifting your awareness into this other body. And you're intentionally empowering this body, okay? And you're solidifying your form, and you're solidifying your awareness in this form. You're solidifying the intention of being in here with all of this, and all of this is going to play a key factor in successfully astral projecting and remembering it, and having mastery over the astral is going to help you with all aspects of your craft, and you're going to learn things from the astral that you would have never found information on in this realm, okay? So there you go, guys. That is about everything you need to know about how to generate your own spiritual astral body, how to, how the astral functions and how to maneuver in it, and how to transfer your consciousness through intent. And it's literally just, your consciousness transferring bodies, tapping into subconscious and unconscious parts of the mind, but the mind even transcends the biological computer, and it seems so complicated, but knowing all of this and having all of this information is going to do you so much better than the rope technique. Or, if you're astral projecting and you're super scared, all you have to do is realize, oh yeah, I'm already fucking immortal. And yeah, guys, that's all you need to know. I have spent literally, a few days taking all of the information and the experiences and the knowledge that I've compiled for years of wanting to master this, and I've been astral projecting since I was a kid. I've been astral projecting since I was a kid, and when I was a young teenager, I really started becoming lucidly aware. If you're trying to become lucid in your projection, all you need to do is become aware, which means you're putting your awareness in it. You're not leaving your awareness trapped in your body. People like to think that their astral body is running around doing stuff separately than them, or that they just all of a sudden float out of their body when they go to sleep, and there's a science behind it. Sometimes your awareness is trapped here, and you just have to free yourself. Because this is it's like a biological computer, and now you can tap into the infinite. So honestly, I'm excited for you guys, and I haven't seen anybody on the internet with this information. I haven't seen anybody, except for very few people, that can teach this in such a deep, scientific, intellectual, sound, experienced, knowledgeable understanding. Most of these people talking about it are New Agers, or most of them just don't understand it at all. And some of them are just naturals at it, and they never really worked to get it, and they just kind of do it when they get it. And this is how you reverse engineer it. I literally spent all this time reverse engineering this. And you're not going to find anyone with this information anywhere. You're not going to find it on Google. You're not going to find it on YouTube. You're not going to find it, not to this degree. You're going to find fragments. You're going to find pieces. You're going to find, little puzzle pieces that are going to help you out. But, you're not going to find, a 100% path working that you can do that will give results no matter what. I remember sitting there for a few months trying to do the fucking rope technique before I could really get the hang of it, and then I came to the conclusion, you shouldn't even, that's a fucking dumbass technique, bro. It doesn't work, because you're not ripping your astral body out, you're just transferring your consciousness. And if they would have just told me that, fuck, But yeah, anyways, guys, if you seriously support this, share this with your friends, post this everywhere, get this information out, because no one has this information. No one does. And if you do share this information with somebody, please give me credit, because I've spent years working on this. Years. So please give me credit if you got something from this video. But anyways, guys, peace out, and I'm gonna see y'all in the future. Reverse engineer everything I just taught you and put it into practice. All you gotta do is take the information and put it in practice, and you're Gucci.